Sometimes abandoned explorers don't always go your way, and this was one of those moments. The worst thing that ever happened to me and the most scared I've ever got happened inside that mansion. I knew right then and there, they are not explorers. The man who lived in this mansion had an inheritance from his billionaire father. He lived here for many years with his family until his children grew older and moved away. A few years later, his wife passed away, leaving him sad and alone. Not knowing how to cope with the events in his life, he began buying expensive cars and antiques. The amount of things he collected began to consume him, and the neighbors in town began to get concerned. He disappeared from the public eye for a while. A wellness check was conducted, and he was found dead, buried in his pile of belongings.
Jesus Crow, guys. This might be one of the craziest abandoned mansions I have seen in my entire life, because the guy had the coolest car collection ever, and it's just sitting right here. Coming right up to it right now, up the hill. Beautiful land. Whoa, there's a deer here. You think he's freaked out? He looks scared. I'm scared of him. I'm scared of the deer. Hopefully we're both cool with each other. Whoa. Look at the pool over there too, and the deer. He had a whole pool and everything. Maybe I could just jump here. Oh my God. First off, look at all his stuff. A lot of it's outside, but he just had so many cars. But some of them are really valuable. Now the house itself was built in 1907. Has like that, I think it's like what, like a German architecture? And no joke, look at this, just sitting here. Their whole abandoned Porsche, you know, just hanging out. Let's just take a stroll around. I mean, explorers, this guy was a billionaire, not a millionaire, a billionaire. So he bought a ton of different cars, some of his favorites, you name it. He had a bunch of different things. He has abandoned like old watches that were inside, boxes of valuables, clothes, Louis Vuitton, everything inside this house. I think this is like a good valuable lesson to everyone here watching. It's like money doesn't fix everything. And this guy was super sad. And so I do feel bad for him, you know, he losing his wife, and you know, his billionaire, his millions just went, a lot of it to his son, but his son probably moved somewhere else, didn't really need to be here anymore or care about this place. So at that point, the property got so neglected and as to what it is now. Now, apparently the bank owns this right now, but the bank bought the whole property for $1, and I just don't know what's going on. It has something to do with like they're passing this house on to an inheritance or something, and it's going to someone else. That I don't understand yet, and I don't know. Their pool is fresh. I can't imagine how it was back in the day. Just all hanging out there with their family, vibing. A great piece of land as well. I mean, they're in the heart of one of the, coolest cities with a piece of land out here. Just hanging. Actually, probably the biggest land in the neighborhood. Now, there is a garage over here. There's probably some epic cars. We gotta get down and check over here. It feels like I'm in like the UK or someplace in Europe with all this going on. Now, they have some roof damage. You can see they're trying to fix that, or at least keep this property going. Bunch of stuff hanging right outside there. You got another car. What, 2 more cars here? One is under the tarp. And what's inside the garage, though? I actually don't know these cars. They look like European cars, though. The Alfa Romeo. Look at that. The land here feels like enchanted, like we're in like an enchanted forest. The vines growing on everything. You can feel like something bad happened here, like this sadness. That's how I feel after knowing the story and then coming here. What's inside the garage? That car is sick. Look at this one. And behind it looks like a Lamborghini, but I think it's a Lotus. I actually think that's a Lotus. Hang on, let's go check the other side. Let's see what's this though. Here we go. I better look at it. Yo, look at that. Now that car's cool, but this That is nuts. That's a Lotus, I'm pretty sure. I thought it was a Lamborghini, but no, it looks like a Lotus. And that's been sitting here for how long? There's dust all over it. Last thing that's been there was like a cat. This guy owned all these cool cars. Now he just left them here. Wasn't even happy with them after a while. I love this car though so much.
Lotus, the iconic British car manufacturer, was founded by its visionary founder, Colin Chapman, in 1948, subtracting the unnecessary and investing in the essential. This philosophy has been the driving force behind Lotus's success, with countless race car victories and engineering breakthroughs to its name. The Lotus Esprit, which is this car. Launched in 1976, it was a wedge-shaped supercar that captured the imagination of car enthusiasts around the world. With its sleek design and exceptional handling, the Esprit became an instant classic. But Lotus's innovative spirit didn't stop at its own cars. The company played a crucial role in developing the iconic DeLorean DMC-12. Lotus's engineers worked closely with DeLorean to create the iconic car. The DeLorean stainless steel body and gull-wing doors have become a huge part of pop culture. Today, Lotus continues to innovate, embracing electric power and pushing the boundaries of performance in the next generation of Lotus vehicles.
I have no idea what's under that car, but I'm just gonna leave it. Don't really care. But the car behind it, that's a newer car, and that's just sitting here, which I find that a bit interesting. Again, with all the vines and everything growing on the house, it's really cool. I love the property so much. You know, I love abandoned, I love going to cool houses, but this one is really up there, at least from the outside. We'll have to check out the inside, but look. Just piled and piled with items. Even over here is really cool. I think it's like some sort of like, it's a grill. I thought it was like a brick oven. This is sick. A whole street light here with all the stuff here. They either have good taste or they were from Europe. Regardless, they had a lot of money. They were a powerful family. If you want to know my honest truth about this, my favorite part about all these kind of houses is the tower. The tower that goes all the way up. Any house I've ever been to, that's what I've always thought was the coolest. And what I like about the outside of this one is you can see like all these like little mini, like almost looks like Harry Potter potions from the window. I mean, this is like a storybook house. His whole car collection is really cool, and you don't see something like this too often that's abandoned and just packing heat, literally. Nowadays, when we're talking about cars, any car that's old, say like this one for a prime example, it has so much value nowadays because they're so old, the interiors are so different, everything is just like a vintage classic vibe. So you see these cars and you just want it. Like, it makes me want all the old cars. But nothing beats the Lotus. So like in Europe, mostly it's in Europe, but a lot of houses like these are attached to churches, like old wealthy houses. So this is definitely was styled in that way. And it is beautiful.
Right before you seen that part of the video, the worst thing that ever happened to me and the most scared I've ever got happened inside that mansion out of anything in the last 13 years of exploring my life. You see, right before you see me exploring there, I was there the day before at night. I went inside there because I was going to film a whole video there and explore it, just like, you know, some of my friends did. I get there, it's 4 a.m, and I'm sitting inside the chapel, and I'm just sitting there, you know, just waiting until the sun can come up. It's 4 a.m, I'm sitting there, and I'm literally just like this, except I'm on a rocking chair. I remember I was on some sort of rocking chair, and I'm just sitting here rocking. It's 4 a.m, I'm by myself, I'm in the mansion because I need the sun to come up. I need the sun to rise so that I can start filming the video. You know, 6 a.m. hits. Mind you, I sat there for 2 hours and I was talking to Dan from Exploring with Fighters, my friend in the UK, because, you know, it's a 5-hour ahead difference, so he was the only one that was awake, and I'm by myself inside this spooky mansion. I was scared, But I was like, I want to film this video. I'm determined. I'm doing it for you guys. For me, it's like, it's my art, my passion to film these abandoned places around the world, including even mansions, right? And this one had a crazy story. All the cars are out there. The inside looks really cool. I really wanted to document and show this beauty and the whole place off. So, 4 a.m., that's when I got there. 6 a.m. it hits. It's still dark outside. It's 6 in the morning. All of a sudden, I hear a bang in the back. I'm like, Dan, I gotta let you go. I think people are here. He's like, okay. I hang up the phone. I go downstairs. I go look out a window. I don't see anyone. But I'm like, what was that bang? That couldn't have been human. It was a little bit windy though, but that couldn't have been human. So I said, I don't know. So I shut the door, like the window, because I went to the front. I go back, I sit down for a second, and I hear footsteps. And I'm like, I can hear it like it's coming in the house, like it's already in the house. And I'm alone in this house, freaking out now. It's still dark. It's 6 in the morning. It's still dark though. I'm like, holy shit. Who's here? Is it other explorers? Is it robbers? Is it ghosts? I don't know what's going on yet. So I put my backpack back on. I go to the front, and all of a sudden, I go right up to the window. 3 people with masks. 3 people with masks, and not just masks, but hoodies. Their hoodies were over their heads. You can't even see their face, and there's completely tied up, like shrinking their face, and almost like South Park, the Cartman guy. I mean, literally, like full on masked up. You can't see them. Now, immediately, I knew right then and there, they are not explorers, because explorers, first off, you know what an explorer is. They have their backpacks on. They have a camera in their hand. There's a lot more to show like these are explorers. Those people were not explorers. It's 6 in the morning. They're there to rob the mansion. The mansion that I'm already inside trying to film a cool YouTube video for us, you guys, and whoever wants to know about this place. So I'm like, what do I do? I'm waiting, the sun's gonna be up in 1 more hour. I'm trying to film this place, and now I got people trying to rob the same place that I'm inside. 3 of them against me by myself. What happens if they get inside and they see me? They don't even know I'm in here. They're gonna think I'm a house owner, stab me, and just run out, because now they're scared. I don't know what's gonna happen. Anything could have happened. I don't know what their intentions were. So I immediately was like, should I just call the cops? Like, now I'm thinking, should I call the cops? Because I have people trying to rob the inside of here. I'm inside. I don't know what's gonna happen. It was wild. So I'm shaking now. I'm freaking out. I don't do anything yet. I'm waiting to see what they do, because you know how I know they weren't explorers or anything either? Because they didn't even know, like, the way in. They didn't know anything. So it wasn't in, like, the urban explorer circle or the community. This was, like, real robbers. Their intentions were no good. They were trying to break in and find a way in. So they go back to the back. And when they go back to the back, I open up the window and I yeet myself out. I jump out so fast, and all I do is I run to my car and I left. I did not go back there. The next day I woke up. I said, screw this place. I don't want nothing to do with it. That is scary. That was one of the scariest things that ever could happen to me. I'm like, I risked everything, my life, for this, for what? Like, I'm like, this is too much. Like, I love, we've done a lot of, like go inside abandoned places, wait till the morning and film. We've done it so many times. We've done a lot of cool places. But this house was so hot and people just want to rob it. I don't know what's going on here. I was like, hell no. Hell no. So I went back the next day. I took some outside photos. That's all I wanted to do, because I loved how it looked. The cars, I filmed it. That's the footage you've seen. That's all I wanted, and I left. That's all I cared about. I just wanted to at least show you guys it, because even for myself, like, I just wanted a cool picture, because I love to take house pictures and house, mansion photos all across the world. And I admire this one. I thought this was a beautiful place, a beautiful property, so that's what I did. And you might be asking, where's the footage? Where's the footage or something? I ain't got no footage. You don't have to believe me, but I promise you, you guys should know me enough to know, like, my stuff's legit. But if it's an abandoned mansion, I would be inside filming it. And I think that's enough to know why I'm not showing you guys the inside of this place, just because of that. All I know as of right now, from today's date, as of right now, all I know is the place is getting set up, if it's not already, with cameras. The owner, or I don't know too much, is putting cameras up now, and is going to completely watch the place. Don't go there. If somehow you do know where the place is, don't go there. Don't visit it. Don't see it. Maybe they're going to finally bring the property back or something to normal, or they're going to sell it. But there is cameras now, so. But before, there wasn't anything. You know what I mean? So, yeah, don't visit it. The one other thing I can do for you guys is I am going to show you guys the inside. And it's not my footage. It's my friend Stringer Media. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have that. So you can go check out his channel too. Link in the description down below. But here's what the inside looks like. It is crazy. You wouldn't expect it from the outside, but that was enough to scare me away. And this can happen everywhere. I can go to any hospital, school, house, mansion that's been sitting here abandoned forever, and I could visit it. And you may never run into someone, but eventually you can. There's been people who've been inside of old houses and they found dead people inside. That's been heavily documented. There are a lot of things that happen when you go inside abandoned places, and no one knows what can happen. I always call this no man's land, because anything goes. And this was an experience that I was in for that could have went really wrong fast. Second, real men wear pink, and that is why we are dropping this merch right now. Check it out in the link in the description down below. We have the gas mask, the exploring crew, and we have all access. As if we can kind of be anywhere. That's why I got the all access. And then you got the, the footprints. That's all we leave. We don't take or steal, just the footprints. So this is kind of like my merch, my artwork, how I believe in myself, and all that passion in the art.
With my friend's footage from the inside, you can see the place is just full of stuff all over the place. Almost looks like it was all left here for storage. As we move along, we see a lavish staircase spiraling up to the next floor. The bedrooms are just full of random items, and some are vintage and could be of good value. Moving up to the top floor through a narrow stairway, there are more rooms up top. This room has a cool sound system with old speakers attached. Moving into the chapel building, it literally looks like the great dining room in Harry Potter. This spot is incredible. It almost looked like it used to host large gatherings. All the chairs in the house are just stacked up inside here. On the sides, there are many old dishes that look like they were made from silver. There was even a grand piano just tucked away in a corner. After going through the messy kitchen, that was pretty much everything to see in the house. After that experience at the last spot, I headed to another abandoned mansion in the area. It sits here keeping a sad and yet inspiring story within it. Let's dive in and see the story of the house uncover the man who once lived here.
This place is actually cool, but it's sad. It's a beautiful time capsule. You got an old fat screen Sony TV, which is epic, and it just feels amazing to be here. The guy who owned this place was named Edwin, and he died sadly in 2002 at 90 years old. You go inside this house and you can literally learn everything about him just by what you see around here. This guy was amazing. It's just like you feel like he's still here, if that makes any sense. Like, it's so preserved. Let's learn about him and explore.
Edwin L. Karras lived a full and accomplished life, marked by numerous achievements and a passion for learning. He was a devoted family man, a proud patriot, and a creative spirit. Edwin's impressive career as a mechanical engineer took him from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology to the Foxborough Company, where he retired as principal engineer. His innovative work earned him multiple patents and induction into the National Inventors Hall of Fame. Beyond his professional accomplishments, Edwin was a man of diverse interests and talents. He was an avid camera collector, a skilled photographer, and a lover of classical music and the outdoors. His generosity and kindness inspired those around him. Edwin's legacy lives on through his family, including his son Christopher, daughter-in-law Catherine, and granddaughter Thalia.
This house has been kept here for, over at least 3 years, but I think it's been more. I think when he died around 90 years old, I think he died somewhere else and not necessarily in this house, because I think he was too old to take care of himself. So I'm guessing over at least 8 years, this place has been just sitting here abandoned. You can kind of see that it's just, tucked into the forest. But what I noticed already when I got here a little while ago is, you got the cars that been here for a while, and that's what's made me really think it's been about 8 years. Because check this out. Look at this. 2 cars in his garage. And he has something super extraordinary that I've never seen. Actually, I've seen it a few times in Japan. Look at this. Now, okay, that's creepy. The cat, I admit, the cat is kind of creepy right there, but look at that Honda bike. I think that is so cool. Like, I'm not really into bikes at all. I don't want them. But as soon as I seen this bike, I was like, whoa, even I wanted one. I think it's so epic. You know, you got the birds chirping. It's quiet. We're in this really cool neighborhood. Again, we're the ones like kind of secluded from everyone. And we're kind of just in like our own little like no man's land. I mean, I'm assuming the neighbors and everyone know who this guy was. But look at his cars. It's an old school Nissan. He obviously was in the, I think, Japanese stuff a lot. He had his Nissan, his Honda. He loved to shoot. I think he probably was a Sony shooter. Heck yeah. I'm praying he was. But judging by his stuff, I'd say he was a Sony shooter. You know, what I like about this car too is like it's preserved so well. It's just a bunch of dirt all over it. I don't know what's up with this though. Did someone like kick it in? I hope not. I really do. I really hope not. But look at his tires. Everything just looks like it's been here for so long. His inside's just really cool here too. Yeah, look at the inside of his car. Got like these like furry seats. I want to buy them for my car. These are really cool. Keeps you definitely warm. I love the interior of old cars now. Like when I grew up, like this is how my car looked. And it's like, oh, you know, you just don't think of it. And now you look back and like, wow, this looks so cool. It makes you want one. Now, what's up with this cat? At first, I thought he was real for 1 second before I seen he had no face. Now let's check out his other car over there, creeping in the forest. Oh, really quick though, some of his things are over here. Increase your skill with those science fair easy to build kits. Some old board games, chess. Oh wait, no. This is chess. What is this? I don't even know what that game is. I never played it. So right before I got to this car, I looked over here and I'm like, oh, this guy had like toy train models. All back here is like a toy train model. Massive ones, all the way to the other side. I thought that was really cool. Just a lovely day to explore. But this car has definitely seen better days compared to the last one. I wonder if that was like maybe his wife's car at one time. I don't know, unless he just collected these cars. They almost look the same. But yeah, look at this. You can tell it's been sitting here for so long, just piling into the dirt. Eventually, over the years, that dirt is going to keep rising with the car. I've seen cars that were like, you only see half the rim because it's been just sitting here for so long, the ground and the dirt. Now to get into this house, we just kind of follow this like urbex path, we're going to call it. It's funny because I heard like urbex highway, and when I heard it, it was actually in like Europe. It was a guy exploring, and he said, oh yeah, just follow the urbex highway. And it's like an urban explorer's kind of path. All the urban explorers who came here, which there has been a lot that came here, and you're gonna see what I mean when we get up to it. Look at this. It's like that house just tucked away in the forest with the red door. This whole thing is caved in, destroyed. Seems like at one point they tried to repair it, but they gave up. I'll show. Whoa, what was that? It's like something just tapped the window. All right, maybe not. Thought I heard like a window tap. So, yeah, welcome to Edwin's house. You can see a lot of explorers have been here. They wanted to leave their name for whatever reason. But if you look over here, it does say rest in peace Edwin right there, and that's his date. Now, before we start, I will say at one point, there were people here that stole the copper from this basement, like the pipes that goes to the water pipes. And what happened was, for over a year or maybe a few years, it was constantly leaking water, nonstop flooding. This whole basement became flooded with water because of one dude who stole the water pipes. And it just kept constantly cutting off. And because no one shut the water off here and this place has been abandoned, thousands of gallons of water has been wasted. Maybe who knows? Millions at this point. And it's sad. Like, that's crazy. I don't know who paid that water bill. That's for sure. And yeah, this is Edwin's house. I generally love this house to death. you have that very 80s or 90s feel to it, and it is incredible to me. I mean, look at it. You get like that brown color, like in the 70s with like the 80s with the carpet, the TV. Look at the freaking TV. I love it. Seriously, it's one of the coolest houses I've explored, like this setup right here. It's so amazing to me. And it's like the old vibe. You got the books on the bookshelves. You know, it's even a yellow color. I love it. The brown, the yellow, the neutral colors, all so cool. And one thing I like about Edwin is he is an inventor. He loved to do like CB radios or radios, connections, and all this stuff, and connect wires and parts together. But I mean, this is a blast from the past. You got like old cassette tapes here. I mean, everything. Look at that. 1974 says up there. If you look over here, this was like new digital techniques come to color TVs, right? So what? What does that mean? I don't know, but I seen it and I was like, oh, that's cool. And you look over here at the Sony Trinitron. I think this TV is epic. Something about it. And look at, you can change the colors and the hues. Like imagine, oh, you want color on the TV, guys? Let's go like this and change it. So crazy and different. And for some reason, he loved this TV, right? Out of all the TVs, he kept this TV and he tried to connect it to a VHS player, and I don't know what that is. God, I don't even know. Oh, it's a disc player, but it's not even a DVD player. So I don't know what's going on with that. See? I'm old. I'm not that old. I don't know. I just know it's a VHS player, and I've had a lot of those. Honestly, though, that seat is so nice. Something about this vibe. I can't get over this. A retro blast from the past. I'm just sitting here. I'm looking at it. I'm like, God, it brings back memories. You even got the old wood paneling for insulation on the walls behind there. Look at this color photography, his books. Now, sadly, Edwin's house has seen better days, though. I mean, his roof is really gone. All from the roof and the leaves, and because there's a hole in the dang wall, it covered everything. But it looked like he was like really doing something here. Had like a whole bench here, different lights and lamps. Look at these lamps, how it goes into it clamps into the table to look in things. I bet you he was like a mad crazy inventor. That's really what I think. And over here, his kitchen is a vibe. Let's go check it out. The old oven stove kitchens. Yeah, all this. I don't know what cans these are. Crackers in the back. I mean, this is nuts. It's funny. So when I moved in my house, this is exactly what my cabinetry looked like. And as a house owner, and people can vouch who own houses, this stuff is better than any of the new stuff out today. You could take this, right? Just kind of like change some things and modify it, and you'll make it look brand new. And this wood will last forever. This kitchen wood is way better than anything you'll buy at Lowe's or Home Depot right now. And I'm not even kidding. Like, I kept mine. I literally kept mine because it's way better than the new stuff. I don't know what's going on now. Why houses are just built, and as soon as like something with heavy winds come, everything's breaking. Everything's like junk. It just looks cool. It's like you go into an Airbnb and all the furniture, it just looks nice, but it's all like uncomfortable and cheap. It's what houses are like. It's so sad. It's so bad. Oh, whoa. Hang on. What is this? It's a card from Holland. So the guy obviously had a wife and kid. Hi, Dad. I'm over here in Holland, Amsterdam, checking out the sights of the city that never sleeps, Party Central. There aren't any windmills in the city. I only saw a couple by train. There are museums galore here, but I will probably only have time to see a couple back to England 3 days. The canals are great, the red light district is funny, and everywhere they stand in the windows and tap on the glass as you walk by, talking about the girls. Yeah. It said, love you. That's awesome. Honestly, I can only imagine like what Edwin was just doing here. Maybe he was alone at this point, vibing out. I don't see any of his wife's things, so I feel like he kind of just took over the house for his last remainder of his life. You know, he probably was just being a mad inventor. That's my guess, at least. All right. Look at this hallway. It reminds me of like The Shining with the two girls. But again, look at the books. Still on the shelf, still intact. It's pretty badass. And check out the bathroom. Now this is cool because this was our only actual indication that we found that show like Edwin was a photographer, because he won awards, it says, and you know, he was into photography. But this is like some old body. Jeez. The whole thing is caved in. You can literally see the next, you know, the basement floor from here. This was his bed, clearly. But look at this. You know, he has the stuff is still on the shelves. I mean, the whole place is crumbling right out there. But yet, look at that. His lamp is still at the window where he would read at night. Just right over there right under him. It's nuts. It's so preserved. I mean, if the roof didn't cave in, this room would be immaculate. It would look so good. I wish I was here before the damage. It's from like, you know, the snow and, you know, all the rain. It just over time, the wood rots. You know, it's not maintained. But this is really cool. This is probably as far as I can get. I just think that's so amazing. Perfectly decayed. I mean, if we stand over there, it will break. Makes me want to go check out this one now. Wow. Oh my God. Look at all the books here. This was like this was his legit office. Oh. And the floor, it's lopsided. It just, you can't even see it. It's like, it's supposed to be flat and it goes boom, all the way down. Now this is the room I like. Look at this. Set back here. So this was his old son's room. You know, when you see his Holland thing, like this was his son's room back in the day. Now I don't know what's going on here, but what's awesome is this is an old display PC monitor. This whole thing's done, and this is something laboratory something. I don't know what this is, but like I said, he was a cool inventor and he was doing a bunch of different things, and it's nuts. I love it. He was into science big time, and this shows. I would say bear with me as I'm totally uneducated with all these things, but yeah, I mean, AM, FM, he loved to build radios, he liked sound. I mean, it's really cool stuff, to be fair. The old TV, keyboards. But check this out now. Now this I don't know what that is. It's right there. You know when you're in like a submarine and you see something like a little dot like battleship and it's beeping, beep, beep, and you can see it? That's what I thought it was. That was my thing for it. But this is an epic little spot. And yeah, his clothes are all right here, still in the closet, hanging out. If you look over here, these was his computer manuals, scientific superboard manuals. I mean, this guy was smart. I loved it. And back here, just like electronical components and wires. What is this? Alright guys, so in the comments, tell me what this is. It says for sale, but I wonder if it actually was for sale. So, again, it's pretty bad down here. No, this house will never sell because of what happened here, I don't think. Wow, look at his work stuff. He had work stuff in his garage and here. That's epic. But no, it happened right here with the wall. I don't know which one or how. I mean, it was so bad. All right. Could even came from there, actually. It dripped and made everything look like the freaking Titanic. Look at that. And it was like this for a year maybe. So the locals, explorers, they called this place the water house. I mean, if the whole thing, guys, was flooded because of that pipe, because some guy wanted some copper. Seriously.
Oh, I actually never even seen this area. Look at this. We gotta be really careful. You move one thing, we can drop down. That's a perfectly good fan. I could still use it. Wow. An old sewing kit right there. And that's it. Oh, he had a cool fireplace though. It's such a vibe here. Look at that old vibe. The old wood panel floor. It's like a log cabin in here. You can still smell the fire actually burning, which is cool. But yeah. Exactly where we started, we're ending. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this house. It's a quick one, but it had so much to it. There's a cool story about Edwin, and the whole water thing was just crazy. So everything just kind of adds this flavor. One of the coolest houses I've been in, just because of the whole like vibe here in Edwin's story. It is pretty sad. I hope they do something with this house, but they're not. It's unrepairable. They're gonna knock it down. Whoever buys the land one day is gonna then build over this. It's just one of those houses that, you know, if maybe the son or whoever was here could have like kind of maintained it, they could have sold it or kept it. It is what it is. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. Stay tuned for the next one. Rise above, just out to explore. Peace and thanks for watching.